It's time to step back in time and experience life as it was lived 100 years ago. So put on your most period-appropriate attire, comb and/or muss up your hair. Adjust your imaginary spectacles. Take a deep breath and prepare to be transported. All right, let's do this thing. In 1912, you are the keeper of a lighthouse. Imagine waking not to an alarm, but to the wind. Not the gentle kind that flirts with curtains, but the hard, unrelenting breath of the North Atlantic. A sound that presses against the walls and works its way through every gap in the stone. It is dawn, though you wouldn't know it by looking out the narrow window of the keeper-s quarters. The sky is a slow-moving grey sheet, and the sea is a darker one below it. On the Faroe Islands, light feels like something rare, something earned. Your first task is always the same. Before even tasting breakfast, you check the lamp. In 1912, it is still a flame, a bright, steady light that lives at the very top of the tower. You climb the spiral steps, worn smooth by decades of boots, the iron rail cold under your hand. The air grows cooler as you rise, until you step into the lantern room, where glass prisms stand like frozen rainbows. The lamp needs attention. It always needs attention. You trim the wick so it will burn clean. Polish the glass until it is without a smudge, and wind the great clockwork mechanism that turns the lens. Every tick of its gear is a promise that the beam will keep sweeping across the waves all through the night to come. Breakfast is simple. Bread, maybe dried fish, if the weather had allowed a catch the day before. Fresh food is a luxury here. Supplies come when the sea is calm enough for a boat to reach your rocky landing. And that may be once every week, or every 3, depending on the mood of the ocean. There is no village around you, no casual company. Your nearest neighbor might be 2 hours' walk away, across wet grasslands that tilt toward the cliffs. Sometimes you go days without speaking to another human voice, except to yourself. Some keepers have kept dogs, cats, even sheep for company. Others simply talk to the sea. The lighthouse is more than a light. It is a constant battle against the elements. Salt from the sea eats at the metal fittings. The wind drives rain sideways into any crack it can find. You carry buckets of paint and oil, patching, tightening, greasing. Because if the machinery fails, a ship may founder on the rocks below, and that loss would weigh on your conscience forever. Storm days are the worst. The tower shakes in the gusts. The roar of the surf becomes a constant presence, and spray sometimes lashes against the windows, even though you are high above the water. On such days, you may have to lash yourself to the rail to make repairs, or crawl on hands and knees to avoid being thrown. When the weather is good, you spend your time maintaining the grounds, tending a small garden, catching rainwater for drinking, collecting driftwood and stones. There is a wild beauty to these islands, a stark grandeur in the way the land rises up from the sea, wind-hammered and mistreathed. When night falls, the lighthouse stands on watch. First, you light the signal fire in the lamp room. Then you start your rounds, circling the tower every half hour to see that nothing has been blown adrift. On particularly dark nights, you may use your lantern to help guide the burner's course. If a ship appears on the horizon, you signal to them with your own Morse code, answering their flashing light, guiding them safely toward the harbor. At night, the work continues. The lamp must never go out. You climb the tower again and again, every 2 hours, sometimes more, to check the flame, trim the wick, and ensure the lens still turns. Even in clear weather, this ritual cannot be broken. In fog, it becomes almost frantic as the world beyond the glass disappears, and you know that somewhere unseen, a ship may be feeling its way toward you. Inside, the keeper's quarters are plain. A bed, a table, a few chairs, a stove for heat. Dampness creeps into everything. The bedding, the bread, even the pages of your logbook. You write in it every day, noting the weather, the ships, the repairs. Sometimes, on quieter nights, you jot down other things. The way the gulls have been restless, or the strange, deep hum you heard from the sea. There is no one to relieve you when you are sick. A fever, an injured ankle, even a broken rib. The lamp still has to be kept. You learn to work through pain, to sleep in short bursts, to find comfort in the smallest things. The rare, clear day when the sunlight floods the room. The sudden appearance of a distant sail. The sound of another human voice carried by the wind. Once a month, maybe less, a supply boat comes out to restock your larder, change your oil and coal, and take your soiled clothes for cleaning. These men speak of places far beyond the islands, places you've only dreamed of. They bring you newspapers months old, filled with stories of kings and queens, wars and wonders. They tell you about new machines that run on gasoline, street lamps powered by electricity. But when they leave, you are left with only the wind, the sea, and the lonely cry of the gulls. The job of a lighthouse keeper is dangerous and solitary. The isolation can be crushing, the storms terrifying, the responsibility immense. For what are you watching over? Not a town, not a family, just the cold embrace of the sea. Sometimes you wonder why you do this, why you put yourself in the path of such fury, why you guard a light that offers no warmth to those who tend it. And then the answer comes in the stillness between the storms, in the quiet moments when the sea is calm and the islands are bathed in the golden light of a rare sunset. It is for the people you will never meet, for the ships that sail in darkness, for the lives that might be saved by a single steady beam. You are a silent guardian of the night, a beacon in the storm, a lighthouse keeper. And now you awake in your own bed in the year 2023. What is the first thing you want to do? Go check your phone. Find out what's happening in the world. Oh yeah, get some coffee. But next, what will you do? Watch the sunrise on a live stream from Hawaii. Pick up a copy of your favorite book from the shelf. Bet there's a new message waiting in that. Do you hear the insistent pull of an unfinished project calling to you? Well, at least you won't be interrupted for a while because your roommate is off on a cruise. That's right. Your roommate is a giant red-headed talking lobster. Welcome to our show, lobster. How was the cruise? What brings you back early? We have questions. It's been a rough few weeks. No offense, Holmes, but your cooking skills really haven't improved since 1912. Plus, I lost my monocle in the dishwasher again. Look, I found a world outside the lighthouse. All the things I thought were just stories. They're real. People are still arguing about things like land ownership and time zones. The kings and queens are gone, replaced by leaders with funny hats. Gasoline does run some machines, but there's also this thing called television. Do you have one of those, Holmes? Yeah, we got rid of ours years ago. Too much yelling. What about the captain who visits once a month? Does he still bring news? Sadly, I'm afraid that position has been taken over by this little box. But it doesn't matter anymore because there's too much noise. Now you listen. Did you say something? Sorry, I cut. The wind whispers stories of a forgotten time, rustling through the tall grasses that grow undisturbed since the great city fell silent. Here, beneath the endless sky, the ruins of Chang'an slumber. Rubble-strewn courtyards bear witness to memories frozen mid-whisper. And above it all, the looming bell tower echoes the unanswered questions of those who once walked these paths. Yet, amidst the silence, the spirit of Chang'an lingers. In the gentle sway of ancient trees, in the patterns of sunlight, penned shadow that dance on weathered stones, and in the echoes of lives lived and dreams dreamt within these silent walls. Here, beneath the watchful gaze of history, we discover fragments of a city that once thrived. Join me now as we wander through the tapestry of time, weaving together the fragments of Chang'an's story. Each step we take awakens a memory, bringing to life the vibrant hues of a civilization long past. Allow us to be your guide, leading you through the intricate corridors of the past. Together, we will explore the majestic halls, hidden gardens, and bustling marketplaces that once defined this glorious city. Welcome to our channel, where we bring history to life through immersive storytelling. Sit back, relax, and get ready to embark on an unforgettable journey through time. It is the year 742. The air in Chang'an is warm with the scent of early summer. Magnolia blossoms heavy and white, bending slightly under the morning mist. You, a servant, walk quietly along the covered walkway, careful that your straw sandals make no sound on the polished wood. The courtyard is still, except for the faint rustle of silk curtains in the breeze. Somewhere in the poet's study, Mei Lin is awake. She is not noble-born, but she carries herself as though she stepped from a scroll painting. Her hair is always tied neatly, her hands always still. She works in the household as an assistant to the poet's wife, arranging scrolls, lighting the lamps at dusk, grinding the ink when guests arrive. But there is something about her, a certain silence that feels like it is listening to something deeper. It is the middle of the night. In the poet's house, all is silent, except for the low crackle of the brazier in the corner. The flickering flames cast dancing shadows on the paper screens, illuminating motes of dust that swirl in the still air. Outside, the sounds of the night come muffled and distant. The gentle lapping of water from the moonlit pool, the distant call of an owl, and the rustling of leaves in the evening breeze. Suddenly, a slight scratching sound breaks the quiet, coming from somewhere within the room. You look up to see a moth fluttering round the lamp. Its wings, dusty and warm, beat a frantic tattoo against the paper. It is trapped, drawn to the light, yet unable to reach it, desperate to escape the suffocating darkness of the room. Startled by the sudden commotion, Mylène moves. Gracefully, she sets down her brush and leans forward, reaching out a finger towards the moth. Slowly, gently, she guides it towards an open window, allowing it to escape back into the comforting embrace of the night. As the last of its frail wings disappear into the darkness, the silence returns, deeper and more profound than before. One evening, as you help Mylène prepare tea in the small kitchen behind the poet's study, a faint scratching sound interrupts the rhythmic grinding of the mill. Glancing up, you see a small bird hopping on the window ledge. It tilts its head, regarding you with beady black eyes. Carefully, you open the window, and the bird flutters in, perching on the edge of a table. You'll recognize it instantly. A Siberian blue robin, a rare visitor from the distant north. Mylène watches it intently, her gaze unwavering. After a while, she rises, takes a brush and a piece of paper, dips the brush into ink, and writes. You don't understand the characters, but you notice that she wrote the bird's name 3 times. You ask if she would like to write down the poem she's thinking of, but she only shakes her head, her expression distant. Soon after, the bird hops back onto the window ledge and flies away. As you work, your eyes fall upon a corner of the room where several potted plants sit. Tall bamboo shoots rise gracefully, their leaves rustling softly. Nearby, a pomegranate tree laden with ripe fruit nods its head, showering the ground below with crimson seeds. But it is a small cluster of chrysanthemums that captures your attention. Their petals unfurled, the flowers seem to gaze back at you, their colors ranging from the palest gold to the deepest red. At that moment, you realize that each plant reflects a facet of Mylène's character. Like the sturdy bamboo, she stands tall and resilient. The pomegranate, with its abundance of life, symbolized the richness of her spirit, and the chrysanthemum, forever turning towards the light, mirrors her unwavering pursuit of beauty and understanding. On another ordinary day, as you are sorting through a pile of discarded papers in the corner, your eyes catch a glimpse of something unusual. Peeking from beneath a stack of old ledgers, you find a folded sheet of paper, carefully concealing its contents. Curiosity piqued, you unfold the paper and discover a poem written in elegant script. The words dance before your eyes, each stroke a testament to the poet's skill. Though you may not fully comprehend the depth of meaning concealed within the verses, you sense that this poem is more than just ink on paper. It is a secret whispered across time, a shared moment between the poet and the moon. As you read, you feel a profound connection to the poet, recognizing in his words a kindred spirit who finds solace in the quiet contemplation of the night. You remember seeing a similar sight once before, the same poem, the same moonlight, when Mylène sat alone in the courtyard, lost in thought. Could this be her secret, her own connection to the moon? You ponder this as you carefully fold the poem, tucking it away in your sleeve for safekeeping. In the days that follow, you find yourself drawn to the poetry, reading and rereading the verses whenever you have a moment. The words echo in your heart, reminding you of the power of human emotion and the universality of the human experience. The poem becomes a source of comfort and inspiration, guiding you through life's challenges and helping you appreciate the simple beauty that surrounds you. And so your days pass, a tapestry woven with threads of poetry, friendship, and the quiet joys of everyday life. You find contentment in the smallest moments, the gentle companionship of a friend, the soft glow of lamplight, and the timeless allure of a poem shared beneath the moon. It is a life filled with simplicity and grace, a testament to the enduring power of human connection and the beauty of the natural world. And so the story of Melon, the silent woman who found solace in poetry and the moon, continues to unfold. Her quiet strength and unwavering spirit inspire those around her, reminding them of the importance of embracing life's quiet moments and finding beauty in the everyday. As you reflect on the events of the past few weeks, a deep sense of gratitude washes over you. You realize that the seemingly mundane aspects of your daily life, the gathering of firewood, the washing of robes, the tending of the garden, are not just chores, but opportunities to connect with the world around you. Each task becomes a chance to appreciate the natural world, to honor the rhythm of life, and to find poetry in the ordinary. As the sun sets, casting long shadows across the courtyard, you pause to admire the delicate dance of light and shade. You see poetry in the play of shadows, hear music in the rustling leaves, and feel a profound connection to the land that surrounds you. The firewood you gather becomes a source of warmth and light, symbolizing the comfort and joy that can be found in the simplest things. The robes you wash become canvases for stories, each fold whispering tales of the people they belonged to, and the garden you tend transforms into a place of solace, a sanctuary where you can lose yourself in the beauty of blooming flowers and the sweet songs of birds. As you continue your daily tasks, you carry this newfound perspective with you. You approach each activity with a sense of reverence, knowing that it is not just a means to an end, but a way to engage with the world on a deeper level. In doing so, you discover a profound sense of fulfillment and purpose, realizing that true happiness can be found in the quiet moments of everyday life. When we open ourselves up to the poetry that surrounds us, we hope you enjoyed this journey back to the Tang Dynasty. Please let us know what you thought of this episode in the comments section below. Your feedback is very important to us. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button to join our growing community. We have many more exciting adventures planned for you, so stay tuned for more historical journeys. Thank you for joining us on this episode of Time Travel. Until next time, farewell.